Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I offer my humble obeisances to all the devotees at iskcon Farmington Hills. I was asked to speak on how to intensify our bhakti. I'll try to speak to myself aloud. A byproduct is you are listening. Yes, I need to intensify my bhakti. All of us need to intensify our bhakti. We may perform bhakti by hearing about the Lord, by chanting his names, by studying Shastra, by worshipping the deities, by rendering so many services, including distributing books, cooking, many services. But here the emphasis is on intensifying it, increasing the temperature of it. We only have 24 hours in a day. We only have two hands. Anyone has four hands here? No one. We only have two legs. We only have two eyes. So the available facilities or the faculties to render service to the Lord are limited. So within these limited resources and limited time, we need to increase the quality of our devotional service. Quantity is always limited. We cannot go beyond certain quantity. At the max, you can skip sleep and then work for 24 hours. You cannot increase the number of hours in a day. You can utilize your hands completely, fine. But you cannot have two extra hands or four extra hands. But quality can be unlimited. That we have to work on. Let's approach this topic more systematically. Now you see, there are some lights in this room. I see two lights there. One light hanging from here. Some circular ring light there. One more bulb there. So there are some 5-6 lights in this room. They have certain intensity. And this room is well lit. Although there are many devotees sitting there in different corners and throughout the hall, it's well lit. I can see you and you can see me. There is only one light here. There is also a giving light. I won't be able to see someone who is behind. It will be dark there. Or if there is only one light there is no light here, you can't see me. It will be dark this side. So just one little light is not sufficient to illuminate this entire room. It should have sufficient wattage. There may be, we may need multiple lights to light up this whole room. So this bulb is also giving some light. That bulb is also giving some light. But why two are required? Because the combined intensity of light will illuminate the entire room. To illuminate a stadium, you need big floodlights. To illuminate a room, you just need one little bulb. Sufficient. You cannot keep that bulb in a big stadium, isn't it? That will not, nobody will be able to see the cricket players playing. If you keep so many stadium lights and floodlights, then the entire stadium is well lit, so that people who are watching cricket match can watch. Uh, it can even create some day kind of ambience also, depending on the intensity of light that you give. Of course, no one can replace sun, but that little portion, that ground can be illuminated nicely. The difference between this small bulb and that floodlight is the intensity of light. Similarly, there are pure devotees and there are struggling sadhakas. Both are chanting the same mantra, both are following the same acharya, both are following the same sampradaya, both are studying the same book, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, both are following the same Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam. But why one devotee is pure devotee and other devotee is struggling sadhaka devotee? The difference is in their intensity of devotional service, the intensity of their emotion, the purity of their emotion, the intensity of their practice. Somebody is chanting 16 rounds. But if the chanting is mechanical, the chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Have you seen? This finger is going down like this. This finger is going up like this. Have you seen that? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Parallelly, simultaneously, this is going up. Next reel, next message, right? And sometimes it comes down also. Sometimes on the left and right movements also, going back and forth, right? So somebody is sitting there in one corner in a temple hall, in a temple room, and then keeping all the gadgets aside, chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, as sincerely as possible, as attentively as humanly possible, without any distractions, with closed eyes, not sleeping, but concentrating. So the difference between these two chantings is intensity, right? So somebody is very attentive in their chanting, and other person is also chanting 16 rounds, but there's not much attention. At the sadhaka level, attentiveness means our attempt to bring the mind back whenever it wanders. That's attention in sadhaka level. A sadhaka may not be able to get goosebumps, hair standing on end, nayanam galadhashrudharaya, vadanam gadgadaruddhaya gira, pulakair nichitam puhkada may not happen for a sadhaka. It can happen sometimes. When you're asked to chant 17th round, then nayanam galadhashrudharaya. Why 17th round? 16 is sufficient, right? I have taken off only for 16, not for 17. Don't ask me to chant extra rounds. If some extra service is given, or if the class extends even 5 minutes beyond time, class is supposed to end 8:30. If I go till 9 o'clock, Nayanam Galadhashrudharaya, Vadanam Gadgadarudhaya gira. So when you're bored with some service, bored with some activity, when you don't like some devotional activity, sometimes you may cry. but but the sadhaka, although they may not be able to get some ecstatic symptoms while performing sadhana, a sadhaka is supposed to bring the mind back whenever the mind wanders. That is the attentiveness for a sadhaka. Ecstatic symptoms may not manifest, but at least some uh, attempt to absorb oneself, some attempt must be made to concentrate on the holy name. Let me give a very simple example. You know Achaman cup? You Panchapatra, correct. Achaman cup, copper cup. To clean that copper cup, which has become very blackish, sometimes we keep these copper cups in tamarind water. If this copper cup is immersed in tamarind water, then it will become clean, shining, bright pink, light pink. So one day I went to our DT room to clean these copper cups. That was my seva. And one copper water. Half of the cup is immersed inside the water, half the cup is outside the water. When I picked up, oh, the half of the cup which is immersed inside the tamarind water was very shining, bright pink. Remaining half is very black, dark. All they was trying to scrub with Vim bar. Nothing happened. Then I just again immersed it inside. Other cups are also immersed, but they were shining bright pink. But this cup is like half immersed, therefore it's not completely clean. Both are immersed, but the immersion intensity for the other cups is more. But this cup, it's less. Right? Similarly, we may be in touch with the same Shastra, same scripture, same process, same mantra, same Acharya, same deity, same worshipable Lord, Krishna, Aradhyo, Bhagavan, Vrajesha, Tanaya, Sadhama, Vrindavanam. Everything is same. But if there is a difference in intensity, then there is a difference in advancement. Right? For us to sufficiently advance in bhakti, we need to have the right kind of intensity. You know, in Ayurveda, they have different kinds of treatments. Let me tell you about two terminologies, Jaladhara and Tailadhara. You know what is Jaladhara? You pour some water like this. I will not pour, don't worry. You pour water like this, then this water will definitely reach the ground. But you compare that flow with the flow of oil or honey. You just pour like this. It goes straight, like a thick, like a pillar, right? When water reaches the ground, it reaches by, putting some sprinkles here and there like this. So now when you're pouring water, it will not fall at that one point only. Some water droplets are sprinkled all over the place, right? It's not like thick pillar kind of thing. But when you pour oil or honey, it's like thick pillar, no distraction, no bubbles or sprinkles going here and there. It's just like that. The difference is the consistency part. So our bhakti has to be like Tailadhara, not Jaladhara. Both are reaching the same destination in one sense, but a lot of hiccups. Just recollect a beautiful shloka from the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The shloka says, Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktiradhokshaje ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. Savai pumsam paro dharmo. The paradharma, the parodharma, the supreme duty or dharma of every single living entity is yato bhakti radhokshaje. Bhakti unto Lord Adhokshaja, Krishna. And that bhakti has to be performed ahaituki, without any material motives. Second, apratihata, without any irregularities. Ahaituki means without any selfish agendas, material motives, personal desires. No, let's not have any selfish agendas. Different people go to the Lord for different reasons. People go to a temple, break a coconut, or maybe 11 coconuts sometimes, or 21 coconuts, or 51 coconuts, or 108 coconuts. The another figure in Andhra circles, 116 coconuts. Right? How many of you are from Andhra? Okay, yeah, half of you. Not a Padaharlu. Somehow that figure became very popular. Oh Lord, if you give me a car, I'll break 116 coconuts in front of you, in front of your temple. If you make me pass this exam, this competitive exam, or if I get that seat, if I get that job, if I get that promotion, if I can finish this house, if I can win this court case, I will break 108 coconuts in front of you. This is called selfish bhakti. There is bhakti, but there is some selfish things in it. There is some personal agenda in it. We don't want that kind of bhakti. Of course, performing some bhakti at least with material desires is better than being an atheist. To that degree, we can give credit to it, but that's not the best. Our bhakti has to be ahaituki, selfless. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti bahritam ashnami prayatatmanah. Even if you offer something very, very simple as a flower or a leaf or a fruit or water, also do it with selfless intent. Don't expect anything in return. Tadaham bhakti upahritam. Upahritam means upahar, giving a gift. When you go to your friend and give him a gift, will you expect anything in return? If you are expecting something in return, can it be called as gift? Similarly, when you're offering some service to the Lord, can that service be called selfless if you are expecting something in return? But somehow we are wired, we are programmed, we are trained in such a way that when you go to people have made the Lord's designation or position or identity as an order supplier. Just like you go to hotel, you order something, pay something, they'll get 2 plate idli, 3 plate sambar, 3 plate dosa, medu vada, 4 plate. Pay something and they'll give. Consciously or unconsciously, most people in this world see the Lord like that. I did this vrata, I did this japa, I did this charity, I did this austerity, I offered this dakshina. The Lord should do this for me. If he doesn't do it, then it is then I don't believe him. I will say that he doesn't exist. So many perceptions. Is he there sitting only to fulfill your desires or what? People expect the Lord to either fulfill their desires or destroy their miseries. One who fulfills my desire and one who destroys my miseries is God. Otherwise, he is not God. And sometimes when human beings, uh, they help us in some way when we are needy, unfortunately, we consider them also as God. You can be grateful to them, fine. But they say that God never helped me, but this man helped me. Therefore, my life is for him. Typical example of Karna. Because Duryodhan somehow supported him by making him the king of Anga Rajya, which is a very small province there. And Duryodhan, because he gave that charity to Karna thought, Duryodhan, you are my God. Whatever you say, I will do. So that kind of mentality people have. So with that, how can we intensify our bhakti? If bhakti has to be intensified, then we need to have selfless intention. Intention and intensity both matter. So intensity is great, but if the intention behind the intensity is not good, not pure, then what's the point of having that intensity? Hiranyakashipu's bhakti was so intense, bhakti towards Brahma. But what was the intention? To become immortal. To not have death inside the home or outside the home, during the daytime or during the nighttime, so many things. But Hiranyakashipu's intensity we may not have, but we should have Prahalad Maharaj's intention. And try for Hiranyakashipu's intensity also, of course. Right? So we can be as intense as Hiranyakashipu, but our motive should be pure. Should be selfless. So, in this context, you want a little scientific explanation of bhakti or a very sweet explanation of bhakti? You tell me. Means little logical, philosophical, systematic, or very simple, sweet, heart touching, this kind of thing.
Systematic.
Okay. I'm okay with both. I can speak pure tattva siddhanta also. I can speak very sweet nectarian shlokas and pastimes and stories also. What do you want?
50-50.
50-50. No. I don't have time for it. Already 50% class is over. The remaining 50%, what do you want to hear? You just choose and then. How many? Sweet?
Yeah, okay, we'll go with this.
Okay. Systematic, philosophical, tattvic, siddhantic?
Next.
Okay. Not many fans for it. Okay, fine. Cancel. Cancel that option. So, how do we intensify our bhakti? Let's have a sweet approach. If you have chosen the other option, I would have used red board. In fact, I also prefer sweet only. But to show something systematic, some slides and some board would be nice. Seeing that board, I got inspired to ask you the second option. Generally, in classes, board is not visible. But let's go by simple explanation. One way to intensify our bhakti is adopt this one principle in life. Avyartha kalatvam. You know what is avyartha kalatvam? Don't waste time. You should not waste time in bhakti. That's how we can intensify your bhakti. Simple. Oh, see, she's coming. She's chanting Hare Krishna. She's chanting 16 notes at a tender age, both of them. I just came to know. Doing Harnams and Kirtan, till now they were singing only. So don't waste time. Whether we are multimillionaires or beggars on the street, whether we are toppers in the class or dullers in the class, whether we are pure devotees or struggling sadhakas, all of us have 24 hours in a day. The difference between an advanced soul and a degraded soul is how effectively are they utilizing their time. So, avyartha kalatva means we should not waste a single moment in bhakti. When you are waiting for somebody, you have 5 minutes, you have 10 minutes. What should you do in 5-10 minutes? Check Instagram reels or what? Check Facebook notifications or what? You can do if it is required for your service, but in that time, you can take your phone, see that pocket Vedas, right? You can see that pocket Vedas or whatever Veda base, and then read 1 or 2 slokas of Bhagavatam. Learn some slokas, read some purports of Prabhupada, or chant 1 or 2 extra rounds. Like that, if we need to intensify our bhakti by utilizing all the little time slots that we have during the day. If you fill the entire day with devotional activities and other activities that we are doing for self-preservation should just happen as a matter of habit. But the underlying current should be pure Krishna consciousness, right? So Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam. So this should go on in the foreground and background always. But when you go to office, fine. The office work will come in the foreground. But whatever gaps you have in the background, you are chanting, you are hearing, you are reading, you are remembering the Lord. So that's how we can intensify our bhakti. So one aspect of intensifying our bhakti is to utilize every moment in a Krishna conscious way. Not wasting time. Not wasting time in gossip or prajalpa or other kinds of stuff. And also try to maximize the usage of all your senses in Krishna service. Jihve kirtaya keshavam muraripum cheto bhaja sridharam पाणिद्वन्द्व समच्चयाच्युत कथा श्रोत्रद्वयत्वं शृणु कृष्णं लोकयलोचनद्वय हरेर्गच्छाङ्घ्रियुग्मालयं जिघ्रघ्राणमुकुन्द पादतुलसी मूर्धन्यमाधोक्षजं जिह्वे कीर्तय. Utilize your tongue in doing kirtan, chanting the holy names of the Lord. Keshavam muraripum cheto bhaja. With your mind, you meditate on the Lord, Lord Keshava, Lord Sridhara. Pani dvandva samarchaya. With your 2 hands, do archana, worship of the Lord. Achyuta kathaha shrotradvayatvam shrunu. Utilize your ears to hear the katha of Lord Achyuta. Krishnam lokaya lochanadvaya harer. Utilize your eyes to see the beautiful form of the Lord. Say you're traveling in the flight or train or bus or something like that. Instead of looking into the window and then keep on watching all the nonsense going on. Billboards are there. What else? People are just moving around in different kinds of attires, doing different kinds of things. Yeah, you can see some hills and waterfalls and all. Some scenery is also fine. You can appreciate Krishna's nature if that is making you Krishna conscious. But if there is a possibility, utilize your eyes to see the beautiful form of the Lord. So you have this once right wallpaper. You can see beautiful Krishna's face, right? Utilize your eyes to see the beautiful form of the Lord whenever possible. Whenever possible. And try to fill your room with Krishna conscious vibes, Krishna conscious visuals. Try to utilize your ears or fill your ears with some Krishna conscious sound vibrations. Let some kirtan go on in the background. Not to interfere with your activity, but if it is possible to focus on your activity while also hearing some little bit of holy name, that would be nice, right? That's how we intensify our bhakti. Utilize all your senses, all your means, all your resources to somehow be Krishna conscious. When you get 5 minutes gap, 10 minutes gap, 15 minutes gap, don't waste it. Just open your book. Keep a Bhagavatam book always in your pocket, in your bag. Nowadays, book is there in this smartphone. Yeah. You can just open it and then keep reading one or two purports. One devotee said, one brahmachari, when the smartphones came recently, maybe a decade back or something like that, we were given smartphones in the ashram because the button phones are getting extinct also. And the dependency has become increased. So when brahmachari was given the smartphone, he said, Prabhu, after getting this smartphone, my reading has increased so much. Whenever I'm getting time, I'm opening and reading. I cannot carry the book always with me. Or even if I carry, I cannot always open the book everywhere. But now I can just open in the small, 5-6 inch screen. I'll just open the Vedabase and then just keep reading. Pocket Vedas is there. All Prabhupada books are there in this. I can do cross-referencing also. It's so ecstatic. But there's another brahmachari, he said, oh, after smartphone came, my reading has decreased. Thoroughly decreased. Whenever I get time, I just open email, WhatsApp, this and that, and then I'm forgetting to read only. All the book is there, I cannot read. All the book is there inside this also, I cannot read. No, same thing. Both are having a smartphone in their hands. But one person said my reading increased, another person said my reading decreased. Problem is not with the technology. Problem is with our consciousness. Problem is lack of self-control. If you know the art of utilizing all our time, all our resources, all our senses, everything that we have in Krishna's service, that is called intensifying bhakti. Yat Krishna pranipata dhuli dhavalam tadvarshma tadvaishira te netre tamasodhite suruchire yabhyam harir drishyate सा बुद्धिर्विमलेन्दु शंख धवला या माधव ध्यायिनी सा जिह्वामृत वर्षिणी प्रतिपदम् या स्तौति नारायणम् yet Krishna pranipata dholi dhavalam. When you offer obeisances unto Krishna's lotus feet, the dust from Krishna's lotus feet will touch our head. That head, which has become whitish by the touch of Krishna's dust, by bowing down in front of him, is the best head. Yat Krishna pranipata dhuli dhavalam tadvarshma tadvaishira te netre tamasodhite suruchire yabhyam harir drishyate. Those eyes that are seeing the beautiful, divine, effulgent form of the Lord are the best eyes. Sa buddhirvimalendu shankha dhavala ya madhava dhyayini. That buddhi, that intelligence that constantly meditates on the Lord is the real intelligence. Utilize your intelligence to analyze Krishna Tattva, Krishna Siddhanta, Krishna's philosophy. That's the best utility of intelligence. Saji Vamrita Varshini Pratipadam Yastauti Narayanam. That Jihva that is constantly showering the nectar of Krishna Katha with every word that one speaks. Every word that emanates from our mouth should be connected to Krishna. Either Krishna's Nama or Rupa or Guna or Leela or Seva. Why should we speak Prajalpa? Why should we speak gossip? Why should we backstab devotees? Why should we speak ill about devotees behind their back? Sometimes it may be required to help the devotee as a well-wisher, or to save oneself from some distractions. You may have to discuss a little bit as a matter of necessity, but just relishing and rejoicing, discussing bad about another devotee is the greatest distraction in bhakti. That directly interferes with the intensity of bhakti. One of the most important aspects of intensifying our bhakti is to reduce our gossip and increase our Krishna Katha. Is to reduce unnecessary Vaishnava Ninda and let's do some Vaishnava Stuti. Glorify. That's how we intensify our bhakti. Because all the activities of bhakti that we are doing, they're connected to each other. So you're chanting 16 rounds. Maybe you're chanting early in the morning only. You're completing your rounds before 7 a.m. only. You are very focused and you're concentrating. You're sitting with devotees. You're sitting in the temple hall. But still, if the remaining 22 hours of the day, if we have not lived with proper consciousness, if we engage in Vaishnava Ninda, if we engage in unnecessary mundane activities, that will definitely have an impact on our japa on the next day. Did you experience this?
Yes.
All the experiences that we have, all the gossip that we do, all the mundane Vaishnava Ninda that we do, all the materialistic thoughts or actions that we indulge in the previous day, that will affect our japa, even if you're sitting in the temple hall. Of the deities, even if you're sitting and chanting in front of the spiritual master, still mind goes erratic if we indulge in Vaishnava Ninda. So throughout the day we have to be in proper consciousness. Not easy, but we have to try. Keep trying. Intensifying japa. Let's begin with japa. There are 6 keys to streamline our chanting. Manaha samharanam saucham maunam mantrartha chintanam avyagratvam anirvedo japa sampatti hetavah. This is from Hari Bhakti Vilas. Manaha samharanam means wherever the mind wanders, bring the mind back. Bring the mind. How many of you know this? 6 keys? Okay.
Yeah,
Bit of you.
Oh.
Yeah, I spoke it.
Yeah.
Anyways, manaha samharanam means wherever the mind wanders during your japa, try to bring it back. That is first point. Second, saucham, let's be clean. Physically and mentally. Physically being clean means take a bath and chant. If you don't take a bath and then chant before, of course, sometimes when you're sick, you may have to do that. When you're traveling, you may have to do that. When you're very tired or something like that, okay, fine. You start chanting even before taking bath. Tattararpita niyamitaha smaranayana kala will apply there. But if we are in a position to take bath, better take bath and wear clean clothes and chant. You can concentrate better. That is shaucham. And also, internally we should be clean. If we have had a heated up argument with another devotee, for example, so in that mood, you sit and start chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Your mind will not focus on Krishna because mind is not clean. Mind is agitated. Mind is agitated with the heated up argumentation that we have had with other devotee. How can we focus on the holy name? So mind also has to be clean. Therefore, it is recommended that we chant in the morning, not in the evening. You can chant in the evening also, but don't miss the morning slot as much as humanly possible if it is practical for you. That's how we intensify our bhakti. Manaha samharanam shaucham. Third is maunam. Maunam is silence, not absolute silence. But here maunam means not unnecessarily speaking things that are not favorable for bhakti. So maunam is don't speak unnecessarily. Don't speak anything which is not favorable to bhakti. That is the maunam. Maunam. Fourth is mantrartha chintanam. Means you start meditating on the meaning of the mantra that you are chanting. Oh Radharani, oh Krishna, please help me. Please engage me in your service. Mantrartha chintanam. Avyagratvam. The fifth point is avyagratvam. Means don't be impatient. Don't rush. How much time do you need to chant one round?
700.
7 minutes. Say you need to. You went for darshan. What's the darshan time here? 7:45. So 7:41 a.m. You have one round left. You finished 15 rounds. One more round left. It is 7:41 a.m. 4 more minutes for darshan. Okay. You need 7 minutes to complete the round, but you want to chant in 2x speed and then finish it in 4 minutes only. Before conch shell blows, I have to finish this one. Somebody comes and tries to talk. You are talking also. You just give indications to them like this. And 7:45, right? Avyagratva means don't be restless, don't rush, don't be impatient in your chanting. Whatever time it's required for you naturally to complete that round, give that much time. Don't be impatient, don't be restless. Avyagratva. That's how we intensify. Intensity is not just increasing the quantity, intensity is to increase the quality. Intensity is to uh, like absorb ourselves in that activity, not just doing a tick mark, to-do list. I finished one chapter of Bhagavatam today. But how much did we assimilate it? That's the intensity. Avyagratam. The sixth key is Anirveda. Nirveda means disappointment. Anirveda means don't be disappointed, don't be disgraced. With patience, with hope, continue to chant. Even if you are not getting ecstasy or goosebumps, tears in your eyes while chanting, it's okay. Continue to chant. Right? This is how we intensify our japa. Second, how do we intensify our hearing? When we are hearing, let's not casually hear. Let us sit there to hear Krishna Katha, to increase our love for Krishna. That's the agenda of hearing. Oh, this speaker cracks so many jokes. मजा आएगा इसका क्लास में. Are we here to do some maja in the class? What is the message? Okay, a speaker may be humorous and he may he may speak some jokes in the class also to make you laugh, to lit up the mood, but ultimately he's doing all that to communicate a message, a Krishna conscious message. Are we taking that? Are we just enjoying the jokes and humor there, or are we actually taking seriously the message given there? Right? That is intensifying our Sravana. Intensifying our japa means not just finishing that number of rounds, prescribed number of rounds, but to be very prayerful in the japa. But to remember Krishna in the japa by applying the 6 keys in the japa. So that is like japa. And Sravanam, don't have hearing jokes or having some humor, or sometimes people may come and hear for some extra insights. Are he's speaking the same pastime, quoting the same shloka, or narrating the same story, which I know. I already heard it 10 times. Govardhan Leela. हो गया ना दूसरा story बोलो. But that's not the point. We should enter into the mood of Govardhan Leela. Every Govardhan Puja we discuss Govardhan Leela only. Every Janmashtami we discuss Krishna's Janma Leela. Every Radhashtami we discuss Radharani's glories. Every Gaur Purnima we discuss Mahaprabhu's birth. Every Narsimhadev we discuss Prahlad's prayers, and then Narsimhadev killing Prahlad. Hiranyakashipu. So we discuss the same thing. But the point is not to gather new information, but to transform our hearts by hearing it repeatedly. In fact, repeated hearing is a symptom of love. So when we are hearing Krishna Katha, how do we intensify that Sravanam process? By not having any selfish agendas while hearing. What is selfish agenda? What could be a selfish agenda? मुझे क्लास देना है कल, इसका क्लास सुनेगा तो मुझे कुछ थोड़ा पॉइंट्स आ जाएगा. Means I need to give a class tomorrow. So if I go and hear this class, I will get some points to repeat. Fine, of course you have to repeat. You have to hear and repeat from bona fide sources, but that should not be the only agenda. We should not hear to just speak. We can hear and speak, no problem. But our motive to hear should not be just to speak or repeat that or impress people. Our motive in hearing is to develop some inspiration to intensify our sadhana, intensify our seva, intensify our love for Krishna. How is Parikshit Maharaj hearing? Was he sitting in Sukadeva Goswami's class to take notes and then repeat in another class? Oh, mera class hai tomorrow. Uttara is coming for my class. Actually, Parikshit Maharaj spoke to Uttara. That is Brihad Bhagavatamrita, right? Okay, we'll discuss that separately. But not in 7 days. Towards the end of the 7 days, he had only little time left, just before leaving his body. So we should not have a motivated hearing. We should hear with a sense of urgency. Parikshit Maharaj is hearing with a sense of urgency, with eagerness. You know what is the qualification of a hearer? Tanno bhavan vai bhagavat pradhano mahattamaikanta parayanasya harerudaram charitam vishuddham susrushatam no vitanotu vidvan. Tanno bhavan vai bhagavat pradhano. The qualification of a speaker of Krishna Katha is Bhagavat Pradhano. For that speaker, Krishna is the prime objective of life. Bhagavat Pradhano. Then what is the qualification of the hearer? Susrushatam no vitanotu vidvan. Susrushatana means eagerness and enthusiasm to hear Krishna Katha is the qualification of the hearer. So we need to hear, we need to do Sravanam with some eagerness to hear. Eagerness to increase our love for Krishna. Not accumulate information, but to actually transform our heart. If we seek information, we get information. But if we seek transformation, we get transformation. We should seek transformation. And one little attentive is you can take notes. You can note down some points. Of course, some devotees can just hear. They don't need to take any notes, no problem. They're able to retain it, remember it, repeat it, realize it, relish it without writing it. That's fine. But for simple sadhakas, writing some notes will help us absorb the points better. So that's when also we are taking it very seriously. Oh, I need to, oh, this point is nice, let me write. You may hear 1 hour or 2 hours, but you write the gist of that 1 or 2 hours in just 1 or 2 pages. That you can, then you can always go back and revise. Although if you casually hear, if you don't seriously hear, if you just casually hear, like it goes into this year and it will go out from this year. You know that iskcon se uskan. My Hindi is little poor. It's like that. So to retain it, once it goes inside, it should go in like this, not like this. So when for it to get sunk into our hearts, we can just put some extra effort of noting down some points, underlying some points. That's how we make our study or hearing little serious, right? We increase our seriousness. We intensify that process of Sravana, whether it is japa or Sravana. Then we need to intensify one more thing. This Sravanam and Kirtanam should ultimately culminate in Smaranam. We need to remember the Lord. In fact, the essence of all the rules and regulations in all the scriptures is to come to the point of remembering Krishna always. How many times Krishna emphasizes this? Manmana bhava madbhakto madhya jimam namaskuru. Manmana, always think of me. Maya veshya mano ye mam nitya yukta upasati. Mai aveshya, absorb your mind in me. Mai cha ananya bhavena, mai cha ananya bhavena. Without any distractions in the mind, we should think of Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabho mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. See, bhava samanvitaha. We need to cultivate the devotional emotions for Krishna. Macchitta madgata prana bodhayantaha parasparam. Macchitta means mind absorbed in Krishna, consciousness absorbed in Krishna. Maya veshamanoyam. What else? Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha. Always remember me while doing your activity of yuddha. Ananyas chintayanto mam yajanaha paryupasate. Without thinking of anything else, please worship Krishna. So like that, so many times Krishna is emphasizing on the importance of remembrance. Always remember me. Never forget me. Smartavyah satatam Vishnor. Vismartavyo na jatuchit. Sarve vidhi nishedhasyor. Etayoreva kinkara. Always remembering Krishna and never forgetting Krishna. That is the essence of all scriptural statements. All the scriptural statements are kinkara, servants of these two statements. Always remember the Lord, never forget the Lord. When we are intensifying our bhakti, our remembrance of Krishna should increase. Our attachment to this material opulence, material activities, and material wealth, material name, fame, prestige, that should decrease. That should be the litmus test. Whether your bhakti is getting intense or not, you can test by seeing how much are we remembering Krishna and how much are we remembering Maya. How much are we missing Krishna and how much are we missing Maya? Sometimes we miss Maya, right? Anyone? No? Anyone have that experience? Oh, I'm missing that old days of going to restaurant and having some pizza party with my friends. I'm missing that movie. That movie used to be very nice, right? That song, or many other things. Uh, so we should not miss Maya. We should miss Krishna. How much are we missing Krishna? At the level of sadhaka, sadhaka may not be able to feel that intense separation from Krishna. The intensity of separation from Krishna may not be so much for a sadhaka because the experience of union is very limited. Because we don't know what it means to be with Krishna, play with Krishna, run with Krishna, eat with Krishna, converse with Krishna. Many sadhakas don't have this experience. So a sadhaka may not miss Krishna. But the more we hear, the more we chant, the more we read, the more we serve, the more we develop some love and loving bonding with Krishna. Our connection with Krishna is through the elements of sadhana, like Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. So whenever we are not doing Sravanam and Kirtanam for some reason, we should miss that. Because that's our connection with. They remember Krishna. When Krishna departed from this world, Arjuna was thinking that, what is that shloka? Yasya kshana viyogena loko hyapriyadarshanaha uktena rahito hyesha mritakaha prochyate yatha. Yasya kshana viyogena. Even one moment of separation from Krishna can render all universes to void. That is the amount of separation that our Arjuna was feeling. Bhumi Mata, Bhumi Devi is saying, Kava saheta viraham purushottamasya premavaloka ruchirasmita valgujalpaihi sthiryam samanamaharan madhumani ninam romotsavo mama yadangari vitankitaya. Kava sahetavira purushottamasya. Who can ever tolerate the pangs of separation from that Purushottama Krishna? Premavaloka with his loving glances, Ruchira Smita with his pleasing smiles, Valgujalpaihi with his hearty conversations. Stairyam Samanamaharan Madhumani Nina. Krishna can subdue the wrath of his sweethearts like Satyabhama also. Mother Bhumi was saying, Romotsavo mama yadanghari vitankitaya. When Krishna was traversing on my surface, my hairs were standing on it. She was saying like that. Romotsava. She was celebrating very joyfully. Hairs are standing on it. That means all the green grasses. Earth was flourishing, lush green when Krishna was there. This is the feeling of separation that Mother Earth is experiencing. So, when Krishna departed from this world, Arjuna was missing Krishna, Pandavas are missing Krishna, Bhudevi was missing Krishna, all the devotees were in deep feelings of separation. But we are also separated from Krishna, but we are not feeling that separation from Krishna, isn't it? How many of us are missing Krishna? We may miss our mobile. 5 minutes of the mobile, we just keep phone, we keep somewhere else, and then it's not visible. My God, Sunyaitam Jagat Sarvam. Sunyaitam Jagat Sarvam. Smartphone vera hai na mein, right? Just 5 minutes if you can't see the phone, or 10 minutes if you don't see the phone. My God, it's like there are some apps, right? You can count how many times are you unmuting, unlocking the phone. There is some. Huh?
There is some app like
Some app is there. How many times you are unlocking the phone? Maybe some people by the end of the day, if you keep that app, I don't have it. If you keep it at least 500-600 times, they must have unlocked the phone. Those many times we are missing the phone. When there is message, you can see. Even without message, we can see. Check the same message again and again. Repetition. We don't get bored seeing the same message again and again, but we get bored with the same Leela spoken again and again. Bro, last year you gave the class, you spoke the same thing. Last year Kartik Damodar Leela, or every Kartik we speak Damodar Leela only. Right? We can't change the Leela. And same detail. Same two fingers too short, 100 times. Same joke and same laugh. So, uh, so we may not feel that intense separation from Krishna when we don't have love for Krishna. All these elements of sadhana are meant to cultivate that love so that one day we'll feel intense separation from Krishna. Love is experienced or measured not in kilograms or milligrams or liters or kilometers or megabytes or gigabytes or terabytes. That's not the unit of love. Love is measured by the amount of separation we feel for the beloved. How much are we missing another person? That shows how much we love that person. When a little child goes to school for the first time, LKG, 4-year-old child, 5-year-old child goes to the school for the first time. Throughout the day, mother is missing the child. Oh, my child went for the first time to the school. And as soon as the child comes back, 3 p.m., 4 p.m., oh my God, mother immediately goes and hugs the child. Child also. That's a reunion. And that's what Mother Yashoda is experiencing every single day. But we don't miss, we don't, in our purest state of consciousness, we miss Krishna like this, like a mother misses the child, like a child misses the mother when they're very young, like a lover misses the lover, beloved. And young girls and boys fall in love. My God, they keep on chatting hours together. That thing is there. And they keep on chatting. How are you? What did you eat today? How many chapatis did you eat today? Oh, this today in the sabji salt is more. Right? You know, my classmate, he's looking at me like this. All mundane stuff, useless stuff. They keep on discussing and discussing. I don't have any experience of that in the in this lifetime. Thank God. I have no experience, but I have heard like that, that they keep on discussing like that. and hours will pass together in that chatting, unnecessary chatting. Why? There is some remembrance of each other, the missing each other. But we all have the potential to develop that much of intensity of love for Krishna, that much of feelings of separation from Krishna, provided we take our sadhana bhakti seriously and intensify our bhakti by not wasting time, avyartha kalatvam, by utilizing every moment of our time, every bit of our energy. If we exhaust it, if we utilize it completely, engage it in Krishna's service, that is called intensifying bhakti. And if we take one step towards Krishna, it is said that Krishna will take 10 steps or 100 steps towards us, and his steps are greater than our steps. See, paisa vasool. We have just taken one step towards Krishna. Krishna is coming 10 steps closer to you, and his steps are much bigger than our steps. That means Krishna's reciprocation is always way, way higher than our attempt to reach him. The problem is our attempt is lacking. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given up all his associates in Navadvip area and took sannyas. For what? To give us Krishna. To give us Krishna prema. Prema nama adbhutartha shravana pathagatah kasya namna mahinnaha ko veta kasya vrinda vana vipina maha madhurishu pravesha ko va janati radham paramarasa chamatkara madhurya simam ekas chaitanya chandraha parama karunaya sarvama vishchakara. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared on this planet to give us four gifts. Prema, Krishna Prema. He has said Krishna Prema is the ultimate goal of life. Then Krishna Nam is the way to attain that goal. Prema, Nama. He has introduced us to Vrindavan Dham. Prema Nama Adbhutartha Shravana Pathagatah Kasya Namna Mahinna ko veta kasya vrinda vana vipina maha madhurishu pravesha. If Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not there, who would have ever entered into the sweet nectarian mellows of Vrindavan Dham? Who would have ever understood the glories of this Vrindavan Dham? Then, fourth gift that Mahaprabhu has given. First is Prema. Second is Nama. Third is Dham, Vrindavan Dham. Fourth is Radharani. को वा जानाति राधाम परमरस चमत्कार माधुर्य सीमा. Who would have understood that Srimati Radharani is the limit of Madhurya Prema for Krishna without Lord Chaitanya? Intensifying our bhakti means accepting these four divine transcendental gifts that Mahaprabhu has appeared to give all of us. We need to intensify it. Let's not get distracted in bhakti. In bhakti, while practicing bhakti, also so many things distract us. Power, position, name, fame, followers, prestige, authority, money, attraction towards opposite gender. So many things keep distracting us in this world. While practicing bhakti, while chanting Hare Krishna, also we get distracted. We may run behind fans, followers, or we may approach the Shastra just to become a scholar or a Pandit or a philosopher or to gain some popularity. That could be an agenda in approaching the Shastra for some people. Sometimes people may escape services. Oh, service too much. We have to accept any service opportunity as a privilege, as a chance that Krishna has given us to enter deeper into a loving bonding with him, right? But sometimes we may see service as a burden. Of course, if it is getting really too much, you can always communicate with your authority and do the needful. But in general, we are here to serve. We are not here to skip service or escape service, but to accept service, render it with sincerity. So these are some basic, fundamental aspects of bhakti that we need to take seriously. Whenever we are seeing ourselves getting distracted, not sufficiently feeling that intensity in bhakti, we should just come back to basics. Back to basics. What are the basics? Ravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. These are the pillars of our bhakti. Let me intensify there. Let me be more prayerful in my japa. You don't have to change mantra. You may not increase the quantity also, not a problem. But let's increase the quality. Let's increase the prayerful attitude while chanting japa. You may hear only for 1 hour, but let me concentrate more while hearing. Let me try to extract the essence while hearing. Let me remember Krishna as much as possible. Just walking on the road, on the street, 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you are walking from that place to this place. While walking, what will you do? Remember Krishna. Don't think of so many unnecessary things. Some argument we had with another devotee. Oh, he put this logic in that meeting. I think I should have spoken like this, or he's like this, she's like this. So, lot of internal criticism goes on, isn't it? When the mind is idle, when we are alone with ourselves, we may think of other devotees, other individuals, our family members, our friends, our colleagues, our classmates, our roommates. We keep on thinking about them, sometimes positively, but sometimes negatively also. How many times are our thoughts Krishna conscious? Mind is a storehouse of thoughts and emotions and feelings and desires. But how many of those feelings are Krishna conscious feelings? How many of those thoughts are Krishna related thoughts? How many of those desires are spiritual desires? How many of those emotions are spiritual emotions? And how many of them are material? We need to evaluate. Maybe you can just jot down your thoughts and see, oh, this whole day I have been thinking about these things prominently. How many of them are connected to Krishna? And how many of them are disconnected from Krishna? Oh my God, I was not Krishna conscious only today. Forget during the day, even while chanting, we are supposed to be Krishna conscious. We are supposed to be hearing the holy name. While chanting his name, we don't think about him. Where is the intensity here? Even while chanting his names in his temple with his devotees, if you don't think about him, where is the possibility of we thinking about him while doing something else on the road? Right? So no, some people say, whole day I keep on thinking about him. But what about during japa? Japa we do not do. We don't have to do. Whole day we are thinking about him, right? No need to do japa separately. Problem is for a conditioned soul, even while chanting also we cannot think of Krishna. We cannot hear the holy name. And when there is difficulty, we go and blame the Lord. Are you hearing, my dear Lord? I have been chanting 16 rounds since 16 years. Are you hearing my chanting? We don't hear, but we expect him to hear. We don't hear the holy name, but we expect him to hear. And we question him. We follow up with him also. Are you hearing my chanting or not? 16 rounds. If Krishna questions back, are you hearing? Of course, no, you know that. You know Paramatma, you're Paramatma, right? But I'm chanting for you to hear, not for me to hear. I'm chanting for you, right? We may question like that. We may tell Krishna like that. But at least while doing our basic sadhana, if we focus on that sadhana, if we concentrate on that particular devotional limb that we are engaged in, we are becoming intense in bhakti. This is called Tivra Bhakti. So we discussed many things. Motives have to be clean. Consistency has to be there. And also concentration should be there. Along with consistency, we should have concentration. We may consistently chant 16 rounds every day. We may consistently come to temple every day. We may consistently sit in the class every day, but concentration is missing. Sometimes some people may have consistency also and concentration also, but the motives are different. Intention is a little different. Their intentions may be impure. They may expect something material while practicing bhakti. They may attentively hear, but they want to be recognized as the best hearer. I should get the best hearer award or best speaker award. Some people may intensely distribute books, but I should get the top. In our temple, I should be acknowledged as the best book distributor, or best cook, or best puja, or best. There is some desire for recognition. If our focus in Krishna service shifts from participation to recognition, that is a motivated bhakti. We should focus on participation in service, not recognition for the service. If recognition comes, if devotees appreciate you, then that's an additional bonus. And when people are appreciating, we should accept it as an acknowledgement, accept it as a feedback, accept it as a blessing, and feel that encouragement to continue our good service, not to feel proud and overconfident and arrogant. Right? Devotees may appreciate us. Take it as an encouragement and continue your good service. Don't feel proud. But if the whole motive or purpose behind doing that service is to get that recognition, what's the point? The whole purpose is defeated. Right? We are serving to please Krishna. But we are serving to boost our false ego, to please our false ego. How can Krishna be pleased? Am I doing this service to increase my uh, name, fame, or receive more public attention? Or am I doing this service to please Krishna? Samsiddhir Haritoshana. That we need to see. Consistency, concentration, intention. Just check these three things. We may be consistent, but we may miss that concentration, focus, absorption and intention and consistency. Let's conclude with one little shloka. Saveda dhatuh padavim parasya duranta viryasya rathang taya nivritya bhajeta tatpada saroja gandham. Saveda dhatuh padavim parasya. Who can understand the glories of Krishna? Who can understand the unsurpassable glories of Krishna? Duranta viryasya means unsurpassable glories. Duranta viryasya rathanga panehe. Who can understand? We need to have three qualities. One, amayaya. Two, santataya. Three, anuvritya. You know what does it mean? Amayaya means without any reservations we should serve Krishna. Santataya means without any interruptions, without any inconsistencies. Basically, regularly, consistently we should serve Krishna. Amayaya, santataya. Third is anuvritya. Anuvritya means favorably. We should favorably serve Krishna. We should have a pleasing intention, the right intention. Amayaya, santataya, anuvritya. Without any reservations, without any irregularities, but consistently and with a favorable intention. If we serve Krishna, we can understand Krishna, we can reach Krishna. Right? We don't need to offer expensive offerings. Intensity of bhakti does not mean doing very, very big things. If you can do, if Krishna has given you that empowerment, please do it. Wonderful, amazing, please do it. But even if you don't have the talent or ability to do very big, big things in Krishna's service, even if you can't even afford patram pushpam phalam toyam also, still you can become dear to Krishna by worshipping him, by serving him in your imagination, in your meditation, in your mind. You know that story of Pratishtanpur Brahmana? You know that, right? Within his mind only he offered all services to the Lord, did some deity worship, did some cooking, did some abhishek. One day he was offering sweet rice within his mind, and he wanted to test the sweet rice to check its temperature, and his hand got really burnt. And Lord Narayana brought him all the way to Vaikuntha by sending a Vaikuntha airplane. So I just briefly narrated it. See, even in imagination also, if you serve with material expectations, we'll go to Vaikuntha. But what is required? Intensity, concentration, consistency, and pure intentions. Intensity and intention, concentration and consistency. Oh, somehow we just invented one thing. 2 eyes and 2 C's. I square and C square. Summary of today's class. I didn't plan for it, it just manifested. Intention and intensity. Concentration and consistency. If this is there, we can advance in bhakti. नाथेनः पुरुषोत्तमे त्रिजगताम् एकाधिपे चेतसा सेव्ये स्वस्य पदस्य दातरिपरे नारायणे तिष्ठति यं कञ्चित् पुरुषाधमं कतिपयाग्रामेशमल्पार्थदम् सेवायै मृगयामहे नरमहो मूढावराका वयम् नाथेनः पुरुषोत्तमे त्रिजगताम् एकाधिपे चेतसा. The Lord is the one and only master of all the three worlds, and if we render service to that Lord even in mind also, sevye swasya padasya dataripare narayane tishtati. If you do seva to the Lord even in your chetana, in your mind also, he will just give you his own abode. What has he done? He didn't do anything. He didn't even offer you a banana also. He did it with pure intention. Although his offering is within the mind only, within his imagination only, he did with a pure intent. Therefore, let me just give him my abode, Vaikuntha. Don't finish your rounds in mind only. I will get Vaikuntha. I'll close my eyes. I will imagine that I have already chanted 16 rounds. That's not the message here. Because that Pratishtanpur Brahmana did not have the sufficient means to offer bananas or sweet rice or gold or silver or ornaments. He did all that in the mind. But when we have the opportunity, Krishna has given us a tongue, right? He didn't have money, but he had a tongue. So he was chanting. Right? So whatever Krishna has given us, let us utilize everything in Krishna's service. But if you don't have some means, no problem. Intention is important. Thank you very much. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions, comments? Oh, 9 o'clock. Sorry for the delay. Did I delay?
It's okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much for this amazing lecture, Prabhu. You had such amazing conclusions, the best of the conclusions that you presented. However, I have a question, Prabhu. Like when Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Artho Arthat Jignasu Yani Chatra Prakshapa. So among the four kinds of devotees who are Chaturvidam Bhajante Mam, so including those who are in distress, those who are seeking economic gratification or material. So even though you presented the best of the conclusions with reference to unmotivated devotional service, Ahaitakam, Bhakti, everything you said. So where will the living entities here, the conditioned soul, go when when they are subjected to the threefold miseries? Even then, the only shelter there is Krishna. But then, like in the Bhagavatam, we see that.
No, can you please mention the question? I didn't understand.
With the Gita, yes. So I'm just saying, like, even though you mentioned that when we have is Ahitaki Bhakti, selflessly render service to the Lord. Yes. These four types of people, they are not pure devotees. They are not pure devotees. So, but like even the demigods in the Bhagavatam, we see, whenever there is a problem, they are going to Krishna for help. So there is a guilt for the conditioned soul to seek shelter from Krishna when they are subjected to the threefold material miseries, because it is not in this platform of unexpected devotional service. Okay. So what will the conditioned souls do? It means there is a guilt of approaching Krishna for shelter for when they are subject. There need not be any guilt in approaching Krishna for shelter. Prabhupada writes that the best mood in approaching Krishna is complete selflessness. But if he cannot come to that platform immediately, overnight nobody can be a Haituki Bhakta. They may be Artha Bhakta.
They may be Artharthi Bhakta in the beginning. But for some reason they have come to Krishna, right? Eventually Krishna will remove the Sakama tendencies and retain their bhakti. Even if somebody does Sakama Bhakti. You know what is Sakama Bhakti? Performing bhakti with some expectations. Even if somebody does Sakama Bhakti, because they have done bhakti, Krishna will remove the Sakama tendencies and retain their bhakti only. Dhruva Maharaj, for example, he went to the Lord and chanted Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya for 6 months, only to take revenge on his stepmother, attain a position superior to Brahma. But after seeing the Lord, after chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, after chanting the holy names, there's complete transformation in his heart. His heart is totally transformed. He was feeling guilty. What was that guilt? Why did I desire to take revenge on my stepmother? Why was I envious of my stepbrother? Why did I aspire for a position superior to Brahma? Oh, I should not have done it. He became a pure devotee. So even if he approached the Lord with some material motives, the Lord will remove those motives and retain our bhakti. That's why it is mentioned. Akamaha sarva kamo va तीव्रेण भक्ति योगेन यजेत पुरुषं परम. Akama sarva kamo va. Akama means you have no desires. You approach the Lord, enjoy. Relish the process of bhakti. Sarva kamo va. You have all kinds of desires. Still you can approach the Lord. Perform bhakti. Moksha kama, you are specifically desiring liberation. Still you can approach the Lord. Tivrena bhakti yoga. Tivra bhakti means intense bhakti. Very much relevant to our discussion today. So whether you are akama or sarva kama or moksha kama, tivra bhakti is recommended for all of us. By tivra bhakti, your sakama will go away, sarva kama will go away, moksha kama will go away. You will only desire satisfaction of Krishna, samsiddhir haritoshan. Okay. Any other question, comment, clarification?
Harekrishna Prabhu, thank you for the wonderful class. I have one small question, Prabhu, about patience. This process you told us today, it's very inspiring. Will start, but having this consistency, how to develop this patience, because there's so many distractions as we go out in the world and practice, and keep these ideas with us.
The association of devotees will help us. If you don't have patience, they're getting impatient. Devotees who have patience will make us patient. Otherwise, we'll become patient. So we need to cultivate that patience before we become patient. That patience can be cultivated by sincerely associating with sincere devotees. Right?
Actually, all good qualities come in good association. Sangha, Vaishnava Sangha, Sadhu Sangha. There is Sadhu Sangatya that becomes a great inspiration for us to develop all these virtues of gratitude, compassion, patience, tolerance, equanimity, humility, respect. All this will develop in the Sangha of Vaishnavas. Thank you. One last question. Anyone has? Okay, what's your favorite takeaway? We have discussed more than 1 hour. Yes, Mataji. Avyartha kalatvam. Don't waste your time. Okay, one lesson. Please share. Others. You want to share? You wrote so much notes.
Well, actually, I was just writing the question.
Huh?
Here's the question she's saying.
Oh, okay, you can ask. Yes, you can ask.
So you talked about always remembering Krishna and like utilizing all your senses for Krishna. That how do we like incorporate this in our school life and like how do
School. Oh my God. So many assignments, homework, projects. How do we do that?
Answer is, do whatever you are doing for the pleasure of Krishna. And while doing so, you may not literally remember Krishna, but you can, because you are doing it for Krishna, it is as good as remembering Krishna. It's a Krishna conscious activity. You want a little more explanation? Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhya cha mayyarpita mano buddhir mame vaish. Sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara. What does it mean? Say, what does it mean? Sarveshu kaleshu means at all times. Mam anusmara means remembering Krishna, right? Krishna said, at all times remember me. Means always remember. Perform your yuddha also. Now the question that you have asked, Arjuna already asked. We asked, how can we remember Krishna always when we have to go to school? That's your question. But Krishna is saying that you always remember me and perform your yuddha, perform your fight. How can he always remember Krishna? Sarveshu kaleshu. It's contradictory instruction, right? But Krishna is saying, Tasma sarveshu kaleshu mahamanasmara yudhyacha. You remember me at all times and perform your yuddha also. If Arjuna takes out an arrow and then aims at Bhishma or Drona or Karna or Shakuni or Duryodhan or Dushyasan and suddenly remembers Krishna. Oh, somehow the arrow goes on Yudhishthira Maharaj or Bhima or Krishna himself who is sitting right in front of him in the chariot. Right? If Arjuna remembers Krishna in the battlefield, how will he be able to fight? With concentration, you have to focus on the activity, right? For example, you are a cook. No, who is the cook? She is the cook. She made nice cakes. She bakes, right? I just ate the cake and I spoke. If there is any sweetness in the class, it's because of her cake. What's your name? Chinmay. Doing big services here. Anyways, see if she's baking a cake. She's supposed to add sugar. But because she's remembering Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, and she kept salt instead of sugar, how will the cake become? Cake will become bread or something else. When you're cooking sweet rice, you have to put sugar or kadi shakkar or jaggery, something in it. But if you put soda in it or salt in it or mirchi in it, it cannot call it sweet rice. So you have to concentrate on that activity. When you are making sweet rice, you have to concentrate on that activity. 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you have to be attentive so that that sweet comes out like sweet, not something else, right? But at that time, you may not remember Krishna because you're focusing on that activity. You may not literally remember Krishna, but because you're cooking it for Krishna. Krishna consciousness is not just thinking of Krishna with your mind only. That's why I said big long shloka. Tasmat sarva. What is that? Jihve kirtaya keshavam vararipam cheto bhajashridaram. It's Krishna consciousness is not just thinking of Krishna with your hands also, seeing Krishna with your eyes also, hearing about him with your ears also, walking to Krishna's temple with your legs also. Means utilizing your body and bodily senses is also part of Krishna consciousness. So when you are studying, when you are going to school, that is also Krishna consciousness, provided you study for Krishna. How do you study for Krishna? What is the purpose of your study? To get some job, right? And to earn some livelihood, to feed yourself, for self-preservation, isn't it? Uh, isn't that required to serve Krishna? If you don't go to job, if you don't earn money, if you don't earn your livelihood, how can you practice your sadhana? How can you make an offering to Krishna? You need rice, dal, chapati, sabji, sweets, and cakes, etc. to offer to Krishna, right? But to purchase all that, we need money. To get money, you need a job. To get a job, you need to study. Because ultimately, you're offering the result to Krishna. Your school studies also become a part of your Krishna consciousness, right? So learn the art of connecting everything to Krishna. Whether you are a musician or a singer or a dancer or a job holder or an engineer or a doctor or a student or teacher or actor, do everything for Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. Arjuna's job is to fight and kill, be violent on the battlefield. But that killing is Krishna consciousness for Arjuna. And for you as a student, studying is Krishna consciousness. Makes sense? What did you understand? Give her mic back. I need to ensure the message passed.
Guruji, if you should focus on the activity, like doing schoolwork, like focus on the schoolwork, but you should always offer the result to Krishna.
Thank you very much. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.